What's going on, guys? It's William, and thank you so much for tuning back. This channel is all about real estate investing for passive income and financial education. This video is going to go over my top 3 reasons to start small in business and what I learned along the way. And if we're just meeting, my name is William Dauria. I am a real estate investor and entrepreneur. I own single family homes, multifamily homes, commercial unit, all for buy and hold rental properties, and I have an eBay store as well. Without further ado, let's dive into it. So the research I did before I made this video was slight because I'm already an entrepreneur and I'm literally speaking from the heart. However, I did want to share with you some of the most successful businesses out there and where they started. So here we go. Amazon, garage. Apple, garage. Disney in a small studio. Google in a garage of the YouTube CEO, which is also in that garage. Hewlett-Packard, garage, Mattel, eBay, Dell, Facebook, Harley-Davidson, Nike, and like I said, YouTube. Number 1, proof of concept. So you might be asking, proof of concept, what does that mean exactly? So let's say I wanted to sell this watch, for instance, and I could make this watch for say $15, and I think I could retail it for $99, and I think it'll sell pretty well. I'm just not sure. This is where the proof of concept comes in. By the way, this is an all wood Jord watch I just bought the other day. It's freaking awesome, and I'm not sponsored by them anyway. So this is where proof of concept is going to come into play. So I'm going to make a batch of these, and I'm going to basically do a survey. I can do it online, or I can walk through a mall and talk to some people, and I'm going to get people's opinion on what they think about this. I'm also going to market it at approximately what they believe they should be paying for it, and I'm going to see how they sell first before I quit my job. Which brings me to the second part of that number 1 is do not quit your job until your side hustle, basically your proof of concept, is providing bankable sales that you can rely on. Now, this also can be in the real estate space as well. So say for instance, you're like, oh my gosh, my cubicle job, it's killing me. I can't stand it anymore. I can't stand to think I'll be here for another 40 years or whatever until I'm 65. Get this, guys. This will work for flipping houses. This will work for wholesaling. This will work for buy and hold. Like, just get out there and do it while you're doing your 9 to 5 and make sure that what you're thinking about getting into actually works, and get good at it, and have dual incomes for a little while until your side hustle has basically taken over your main gig. And then at that point, you can safely transfer over and become an entrepreneur. Back in the day when I started a motorcycle business, I started with 1 motorcycle. I ended up with hundreds of motorcycles. 1 motorcycle. I sold 1, I bought 2, then I bought 3, then I bought 5. You see kind of what I'm talking about? Number 2, if you're gonna have a physical location, or you need a physical location, keep it simple. Keep the overhead as lean as possible. Back to my bike business. When I first started, I started in my dad's backyard, literally. And then from there, I went to a little bitty tiny garage that I could stuff. It was a 1-car garage. 10 motorcycles in a 1-car garage. You can imagine how hard it was to get to that bike in the front somebody wanted to look at. And then from there, I went to a 500 square foot corner of a paint shop. And then from there, I went to a 2,000 square foot shop across the street. I expanded into a 4,000 square foot shop. Then I bought a 24,000 square foot shop. Like, literally, that was the progression. So start small. You can always get a bigger place as your business is moving. Basically this is the rule for me. Don't move to a bigger location until you are bursting at the seams. You are needing to move so bad because you are just exploding at the size of the property or building or whatever you're operating is just not making it happen. It's just you need more space. It's not, oh, I'd like more space. Ooh, that place is nice and pretty. That will drain your bank account extremely fast being that you're a new business. You haven't acquired your customers yet. You haven't got the clientele that's on auto, basically, that loves your work, that can do word of mouth. All that stuff takes time. And the number one thing, in my opinion, why most businesses go out of business, because the statistics are bad, guys. They're like 9 out of 10 or 95%. I didn't look them up because I'm not trying to scare you in this video, but I have looked them up in the past. They're really, really, really bad. So you got to know your product. If you establish proof of concept, sales of whatever you're selling, then get your brick and mortar location if that's what you so desire, but start tiny. Say if you're opening up a salon, for instance, right? You might have a little bitty suite that'll fit like 2 chairs, 3 chairs, 4 chairs. One day you might want to have a place that'll do 20 chairs, but don't go with the 20 chair place yet, because the lease on that is this much, the lease on this is this much. You will be incredibly surprised how fast businesses burn through cash, especially when they're trying to get established. It's mind-boggling, guys. Like, there's like no words to put it in unless you're an entrepreneur, you've done it before, and you know what's coming and you know what to expect. So I'm not trying to scare anybody here, but start small. Believe me, start small. When you're bursting, get a little bigger. When you burst, get a little bigger. Do you see what I'm saying? Number 3 is mitigate potential losses. Now, this can piggyback off of number 2 a little bit, because if you start too big, obviously we know your cash burn will be too high for the clientele you're bringing in or whatever you're doing. So you want to start obviously small, but mitigate losses. And this comes into play such as your competition may be coming out of nowhere. Maybe they're making a change and really inching up and biting on your heels. Also, an economic downturn, such as 2020. Some businesses in 2020 are thriving, but majority of them are hurting, and a lot of them, unfortunately, are closed. Also, there's things to consider like cost overruns and suppliers raising their rates on you on your product just because you're successful. That actually happens. That's crazy, isn't it? So say you found a supplier and you're ordering, let's use watches, it's easy, 10,000 watches, and all of a sudden your supplier went from $25 a watch to $80 a watch. That's gonna hurt your bottom end significantly. Matter of fact, at 20% margin, you're probably not gonna make it at all unless you're selling a ridiculous quantity of those. So you can mitigate potential losses by starting small, by building proof of concept, and not trying to basically be a jack of all trades, but to be a master at one. Now, when I say a master of one, I really just mean you want to niche in and you want to focus hard on that niche, and not to say, oh, by the way, we also do this here, and we also can do this, and we also can do this and this and this. For instance, when you go get your oil change in your car, you can't buy diapers there as well. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, you want to niche down, you want to say, this is what I do, this is what I specialize in. If you're looking to get it done, I'm your man, come to me, I've got good reviews, check me out. That's how you're gonna start your business, guys. You're gonna start probably as a side hustle. You're gonna start small. It's not gonna be easy, guys. Getting rich is actually simple. It's not easy. Think about that. You buy a product for $3. You sell it for $19. Now you need to sell 10,000 every quarter, or however big your business is. The smaller, the less you need to sell. Kind of going on the scalability thing again. So the concept of how you do it is simple. It's the execution phase that is much more complicated than people realize. So start small and build from there. Like I said, when you're bursting at the seams, move on to the next level. And that is the best business advice I can give for somebody that is thinking about becoming an entrepreneur. Like I said, I focus now on real estate because that's what I do, and honestly, it's what I love. And this comes to play with real estate, like I was saying as well, guys. If you're an entrepreneur and you've been there and done that, let me know, guys. Comment below. Let me know what you think about this video. Is there something I missed? Is there something you would recommend on top of this? There probably is. There's a lot to cover. That's why I wanted to break it down to 3 and not the top 25. And guys, if you like this video, consider liking it, comment, subscribing, sharing. Let me know what you guys think. And until next time, see you then.